Do you like the idea of offering a family office experience to your clients where you're really becoming more proactive and holistic with them, but not sure where to begin? In today's video, I'm going to go through a fairly simple tool that you can literally start using today. Now, in a previous video, I went through a number of family office tips, and you'll find that video here. And we received some really good feedback on that video, but a question came up over and over, like, how do I get started? What would that communication look like with a client? And so we wanted to walk through today one of the ways that you can potentially explain this value proposition to a client or a prospect. Now, let's take a step back and look again at the family office, and really what does that entail? There's 4 key areas that we break that into. We have wealth management, financial planning, investments. We have law, and this could be estate planning, this could be business planning. We have insurance, annuities, life insurance, captive insurance companies. And we have tax, not only tax preparation, but probably more importantly, tax planning, right? So we have these 4 areas that can work in conjunction to better support a client. In our firm, we are what's called a multidisciplinary firm, which means we have multiple people who are securities licensed. We have an in-house tax and business attorney. We have insurance advisors, and we also have 2 accountants. But you don't necessarily have to have all of them under one roof to be able to offer this type of experience to a client. You can have the same type of value proposition through strategic relationships or strategic partnerships. And I really like drawing it out like this for a prospect or for a client. And from here, I do 2 things. One is I like writing client in the middle here. Because what does this symbolize to a client? What does it look like? It looks like they're protected, right? If you think about a moat around a castle, or you think about when a little kid's scared and their parents wrap their arms around them. What we are doing is we are wrapping our multidisciplinary approach around you, Mr. or Mrs. prospect or client. And we are doing that in a way that makes sure you're getting the best of all of these professionals, and this is now going to the second part, which is the arrows, all of these professionals communicating. And that's what these blue arrows represent, is communication. And what you'll see is there's not any arrows that go one way and then they stop. They're all going all directions. So at any point, we have financial planning communicating with legal, communicating with insurance planning, communicating with tax, and back and forth. And so again, what this is communicating to the individual is that we have wrapped our arms around you, considering the impact of all of these different areas to make sure that you're getting the best possible outcome. Okay. The other thing I like doing is writing client always, because this is our client experience. It doesn't matter if they're a prospect, we're already starting to infer client. So this is the way we work with our clients. Now, if you were coming to me as a potential client, or if we were competing with you for a potential client, I'm not going into what I charge for basis points. I'm not going into how sexy our investment models are or the proprietary products we have when it comes to insurance. All of those things are relatively insignificant to a client compared to the overall value proposition. Now, we're in downtown San Diego. Can you zoom over to this high-rise here? I just want to show you. So we're in a 21-foot story high-rise here. Right next door to us is another high-rise building. There's probably 150 or so financial planners in that building, 100 accountants, 75 or 100 attorneys, I have no idea. But there's hundreds of other professionals over there. How do you think we're going to compete with them? We're not going to compete with them on our fees. We're not going to compete with them on our strategies. We're going to compete with them on our value proposition. And again, through strategic partnerships, you can actually adopt the same type of value proposition. That's what we talk about when we refer to creating a unique value proposition. Okay, so now moving on to step 2. I like this idea, Anton, but how would I actually communicate that to a prospect or a client? And I referenced earlier, we're making this available to you in the download there for free. It's called our Client Needs Review Form. It's just a really simple 1-page tool. We took this and eventually developed our own proprietary software process that prospects and clients go through, where they answer a number of questions online. It then looks at that information, uses proprietary algorithms to come up with potential planning strategies. But that's not really needed. I'm guessing you don't want to invest in doing that. So you can start with something as simple as this one-page form. What it says here is at the top, client needs review. Again, use it with prospects. It's subconsciously saying client, as if you are already a client of mine. You can see the opening paragraph here. And I'm just going to read through this very quickly to give you an idea of kind of the intentional thought that's put in behind it. As you know, we offer X planning for a number of years. Whatever planning you do, that might be retirement planning, that might be college planning, baby boomers, life insurance, estate planning, whatever type of planning you do. In addition to these services, we work with a trusted team of professionals who provide a wide range of expertise. This relationship allows us to work as a team, right? Again, as a team, to plan, select, and implement strategies to help you achieve your most important financial goals and business objectives. When we talk about strategies, sometimes as a financial advisor we think like an investment strategy, but what we're actually referring to here is, let's say a business owner's goal is to grow their company and they're having staffing issues. What's our strategy to attract and then retain better talent, right? That's a strategy. It's not a product. Like, we're not using an annuity or an investment portfolio to accomplish that. It's a strategy, and then the products actually come along for the ride. That's the exciting part about all of this, is when you offer this comprehensive planning, the AUM, the life insurance, whatever other business you're doing, it just comes along for the ride. Okay, so please take a minute to let us know how we can help you by completing the below. Anton, I'd like additional information on. And then you have a list of some 15 different areas that are all personal. Some of these are within your wheelhouse, perhaps, retirement planning, financial planning. Some of these are outside of your wheelhouse, estate planning, charitable planning, safe money options. Then we go into the second part, which is all about being a business owner. I'm a business owner. I'd like additional information on the following areas: buy-sell agreements, entity planning, business exit planning, business insurance, captive insurance companies, legal services, etc. Now again, some of these are within your wheelhouse, so you're going to be the expert that helps your clients with that. Some of those are outside of your wheelhouse, but you have a team of professionals that can help your prospect or your client with those areas. Why do we do this? I already touched on one, which is by focusing on the problems, the AUM, the insurance, it comes along for the ride. We also end up providing a much better value and a better experience to the client. And then last but not least is, by setting it up like this, wrapping all of these around our client and having our team service this client or prospect, we are controlling the controllables. And I think that's a really important term. Anytime we can in business eliminate variables, we absolutely want to, because the more variables we eliminate, the more predictable the process is and the more predictable the outcome is, right? So I want any client I'm working with to work with every single individual I know. And I don't care if that's a payroll specialist, if that's a banker, if that's somebody refinancing their home. Every single person that comes in contact with that prospect or client, ideally, I know. Because then they can reinforce the story and I control the controllables. I don't want them bringing in anybody else from the outside. So we control the controllables. So hopefully that's helpful with the client needs review form. Hopefully some of this concept and language is helpful. Again, allow the communication to flow between the different professionals, ultimately benefiting the client. Control the controllables. And from here, if you like this concept, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Literally just 2 days ago, we finished a new video. It's a 20-minute training video. I will be sure to post that link below. Free 20-minute training video on how to get started in really offering this type of experience. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and also be sure to subscribe to the channel. You can hit that button right over there. Every single Friday, we release a new video like this. I'm Anton Anderson, and I hope you found it helpful. Bye for now.